Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Advanced Wars Story. I'm going to start off in Green Earth this time, because this mission, I like this mission a lot, but it is a very lengthy mission. I can clear it in 12 turns, but there are some pretty long turns, because this is a really big map. Probably could have shown you the preview before I actually selected it, but whatever. So Drake's been keeping tabs on some mysterious units that have been sighted. And, I'm not exactly sure when each mission is supposed to take place. Like in Advanced Wars 2, they're kind of written so that they could be basically played in any order and there wouldn't be a continuity issue, but I'm not sure when this mission specifically unlocked. But Drake is talking to Jess, and it seems the bird has flown the coop. I don't know if that's the analogy you're supposed to use, but I needed to go for some kind of a bird pun, right? Great Storm. Okay. A black storm, you might say. Because we're up against Hawk this time. So somebody's been trying to sneak out. Really? Is that how it works, Hawk? Is it? I mean, there's only a tiny little force there, so I guess if they push past it, then they'll be fine. So, kind of an interesting setup to this mission. So as you can see, this isn't the only part of the map, it's way bigger. Right, so the idea is that you need to get to these guys, or actually you just need to capture this HQ before your forces over here get run over. And this map is, as I said, very, very big, and you actually have the maximum number of units. There are 50 Green Earth units, and that can actually cause a bit of lag, because when you start getting into the really high numbers of units, like 50 on each side, that's when the lag starts coming into play. Like, this happens even in vanilla Advanced Wars. If you've ever decided to try setting up a map with, like, 200 units, then you know how this kind of plays out. So we need to defend this HQ, and the best way to do that is to get everybody out of the range of that medium tank to start off. You can see that it actually is kind of lagging a bit already, because, you know, there's a bit of a half second of delay. Alright, so pull these guys back. I already know where the enemy units are, so this is fine. And you also want to get your infantry into the mountains in order to get some vision down here. It can help out just a little bit. So what do we do over here? With so many units, it can be difficult to tell where to start. But the first thing you should probably do is, there are a couple of indirects in forests here and there, so we should probably spot them. Can't really shoot at them quite yet. Oh, we could shoot at this one. I know there's probably a unit in here. It's a very safe bet. Yep, there's a rocket. Get him out of the way. And I think there's something here too, but I don't really want to move the sub over there. Actually, there might be 2 units on that little island. So you can see that there are going to be units on the little islands. And you actually do want to, since you actually don't have a port, you have these bases, but you have no ports. So if you lose the landers, it's game over. I'm not going to attack quite yet. The sub is very likely to run into one of my subs. So I'm going to let that happen. And I guess this battleship can go. I think there's a unit here. Yeah, I was right. So let's get in here. I can shoot from there. I think there's one in here too. Let's see if that's, you know, it's a bit risky to just walk out there like that, so I don't really know. I have an idea of where some of the units are because I've played this before. Alright, I'm gonna move my cruiser up here. Okay, so there's a tank and it's probably going to be tempted to attack the cruiser, so I think this is fine for now. And the big question is, what do we do down here with all of our land units? So this battleship can go up here. It's It's probably a safe play. And can I actually reach the rocket? I can. Boom, he's gone. I actually probably should have just used the destroyer to do that instead of, like, wasting the battleship's turn, but no matter. And you also got to be careful about, like, moving and then canceling your move, because that still spends your fuel. The APCs are actually going to be a bit important, because you want to get them onto each of the islands so that you can supply your C units whenever you want, instead of having to retreat them. And do I have another one? No, I don't. Okay. For some reason, this lander doesn't start on the... It doesn't start on the shoal, so I can't load immediately. I don't want to, like, immediately load and drop, but I do want to start loading. Yeah, let's just get all of the medium tanks loaded in, and the rockets probably too. Gosh, there's so many landers. This is fine, I think. And just to prove that I have hit the unit cap, have you ever seen this message in an Advance Wars game? Probably, like, maybe sometimes if you're fooling around. Alright. I'll keep those over there, and hide the rest in the shoals. Now, naturally, what you're supposed to do is you've got to get an infantry up here. And there's a huge force of medium tanks and stuff heading towards your own HQ. I'll just let the unit sounds speak for themselves. In fact, I might actually use the speed up key a little bit. I don't want to do that in an actual video. Oh, hello, cruiser that just walked right into the infantry's, walked right into the artillery's attack range. That's a good way to distract one of the cruisers, because that's one less unit heading for your forces downstairs. Alright, that cruiser is probably, wasn't a smart play for it, but whatever. Especially because I need them to take out the subs. And even with the reduced unit prices for Navy and such, there's going to be a lot of very fast power charging. I'd expect Hawk to get his super on, like, turn 2 or 3. But then again, Drake is going to get his powers very quickly. Now remember, Drake's powers, they cut the enemy fuel in half, which is actually pretty important in this map. So let's start blowing up these guys. Weaken that one slightly, and the medium tank should actually be able to finish it off. There we go. And, oh, that was unexpected. Let's have the recon go forward. There we go. Might as well take some shots at the cruiser while we're at it. And I guess the tanks could roll forward. Yeah, go ahead. Make a nice big blockade for me. And over here, get rid of... Look at how much damage this does with the Drake boost. That's incredible. Bang! Just out of there. And hey, maybe we could, like, charge up Drake's super. That'd be pretty impressive. I mean, Hawk is just going to heal it back anyways, because if I get my super, then he's going to get his super. In fact, you know what? Let's just Tsunami right away, because I don't really want to bother with a Typhoon, because all that would do was cause rain, which might be helpful, but it's the damage is just going to get repaired anyways. And also, this reveals where all of the enemy units are, by the way. I bet you didn't know that. I mean, it's difficult to actually memorize all of that, but, you know, that does help you get an idea of the numbers, and it can reveal dived subs and such. It's really nice. Speaking of dived subs, I hope I can spot the enemies. Not there. And I have to, like, reveal it before I can actually shoot at it. So odds are the enemy sub is going to... What if I went here? Oh, there's the enemy sub. Okay, so that's actually bad. The artillery can't fire at the at my sub, but the enemy sub can get a first strike, and I don't have a spare cruiser ready to deal with it. I have a cruiser over here. It's probably going to have to come over and help out here. And speaking of which, down you go, and down you go too. See, there's gonna be, like, this... I think there's just a recon over here. So... I guess I'll drop this APC here. And that's gonna give me a point at which I can supply my own units. In fact, I'm gonna have the sub just sit next to it. Actually, I probably could have fired at the destroyer, but no matter. I can reach it from here, too. Thank you, Drake's +1 move to all Navy units. It's such a huge advantage here. Oh, and since Hawk is getting his, super, I need to, like, load up units into my... I can't drop any units, because they'll get hit by the super. Let's see if this does anything. It could distract him. Over here. Going up the right side of the map is probably your best bet, by the way. But it helps to have a couple of units over here, too, and, there's definitely an enemy unit in here somewhere, but I forget where. So I'm just gonna move here, and then I'm hoping to jump into this reef up here later. Alright, so these guys had better sit here for repairs. Have I lost anything yet? No. And is this the only unit left? Okay. So yeah, here's a Hawk Super. Now, this doesn't restore his fuel, and that's actually pretty important. Because what happens is all of his units are moving to the left away from his HQ, but after repeated Drake Supers, they're not going to have any fuel left to get back. Because there's no cities between them and the HQ. That's the idea. So by the time they start retreating in order to get their fuel back, they're going to be stranded. Alright, so I think I know where the enemy artillery was there. And this should make a pretty solid blockade. This is getting a little bit scary because if I lose one of the landers, that's a really huge punch in the face because it actually counts as like 3 lost units, and if there was an APC with a loaded infantry, it's 4. So yes, you can imagine why this is going to take so long. My sub's back to full fuel, so I'll do it this way. Alright, now we can start getting rid of the enemy subs. Like, should I even bother with this? Because they're gonna run out of fuel. Actually, I think I should bother with it, because I'll get power meter off of these, but Hawk won't. And the destroyer could actually do this for me. There we go. Enemy units inside here? No? Okay. Let's go here. And down here, you can do that, and that. And this rocket exposed itself, very courteous of it. Get rid of this. And I might as well join. No sense in having a 1 HP cruiser when you can't repair it by any stretch. Alright, so gotta watch that rocket's range. Go ahead and go up here. And did I load any, let's see. I have... yeah, I'm actually going to... I didn't load up enough infantry, so I'm gonna go back for one of them. There we go. And this cruiser is actually annoying me. Can I fire at it? I can't fire at it? How strange. Alright, I'm a little scared for my units, so what I'm gonna do is... Well, actually, I'll just hide in the reef. By going up here, I think that battleship should be fine. Let's have the sub... I'm gonna keep this sub over here. Now, the big question is what to do with these guys. You can get rid of that cruiser. You can get rid of this unit. Do this too. I'm gonna start taking a couple of losses, because they're gonna start punching through all of my guys. Let's see here. At least get some repairs on that infantry done. This one too. Now that I can build a couple of units now that I've lost a few. So let's get some Neotanks going. How about that? I'm actually using Neotanks because I have the money for it. Yeah, ouch. That still hurts. Hawk units still really hurt. It's a good thing Black Storm can't kill anything. Which probably explains a couple things with this game. Dodged a bullet there. I almost spoiled something. How nice. Hey, look, another tsunami. Let's do it. It's just a couple % of your army. You'll be fine. I like that. So this should cut his power down by just a little bit, too. So let's see where his fuel is at. You can see that these medium tanks, they are very low on fuel now, thanks to everything I just talked about. But I'm still gonna... Well, should I still blow him up? Yeah, I probably should. Darn it, 1 health. I don't really know if I need to grind the power score any. Actually, if my units over here could push to the right a little bit, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, let's see. Can the cruiser finish off the rocket for me? No. Luck was not with me. I'll use this instead. There we go. And I have 2 medium tanks. I'm gonna use them to secure this little island and kind of make it a base of operations. Don't want to do that with the sub. Let's see. I'm just gonna go ahead and get some scouting. Hey, look, an enemy dreadnought. It's probably going to crash because it's out of fuel. Don't you just love playing as Drake? I do want to be a little bit careful because there is still that 3 HP cruiser left. How far can this thing move? Not much at all. Now it's time to get an infantry up there as quickly as possible. I really only have 1 lander with an infantry in it. I think I loaded another one over here. Yeah. Down you go. And I only see 1 enemy sub. I think I'll have it dealt with on the next turn if I keep my cruisers here. An enemy unit could be in here. I don't know for sure. Well, actually, could I just deal with it now? Nah, it's got like 5 fuel left. I'm not gonna bother. It's gonna crash on its own. Right, is that everything? Yes, it is. He doesn't even have a black wave ready. Oh, that was close. Don't want to lose one of my landers. Not like that. So basically, all of his medium tanks are just going to get stuck eventually. Now, how long until the Dreadnought runs out of fuel? Still a pretty long time, because it would take like 15 turns for it to actually run dry. So, probably don't need to like worry too much about that. I'm gonna get all of my units back here and start repairing them. And meanwhile, I guess there's no real reason to bother with destroying that tank. Let's see what's in here. Anything of interest? No. I'm starting to run low on fuel myself, though, so I think what I'll do is... Wow, that's a lot of damage. I think that's just Drake's attack boost. Or does he even have an attack boost on his Navy units? I need to check now. Oh yeah, he does. What does Hawk have? Have I looked at Hawk yet? I think... no. He's pretty vanilla. So I got no idea what's up with that. That was a lot of damage to the Dreadnought, unless they just take quite a lot from a Drake sub. Alright, where can it move? It's definitely a lot weaker, but I want to just be sure. I actually do need to get rid of this cruiser, by the way, because I've got a lot of 1 HP units carrying important troops. Maybe I could just, like, land here straight away. That'd be funny. You know what, why not? It's not like that... Well, I can't really drop both of my tanks now, can I? I guess I'll have to let the... I guess I'll have to wait. And join these up too. Yeah, there's no real reason to build any units down here besides technique, but I think my technique is probably, secured by this point anyways. Like, I don't even need all of these units. See, that's the bit of the trouble with this map, because once you've dealt with most of the threats, then it's just heading on over to the... Oh, yeah, you see, Hawk's sub crashed. Now, is he going to... He's gonna Black Storm. Guaranteed. Unless he doesn't fill the rest of his meter. Oh, and the rocket's actually running away. Okay, then. That's good. I avoided having to deal with another Black Storm. And I might be able to get another tsunami out of this. Ah, I'm one tile away. I should have moved a little bit closer. So what's over here, anyways? There's, like, nothing. Oh, I shouldn't have dropped them, because now they're gonna get Black Stormed, and one of them's in range. Oops. Oh, actually, not if I do that. I love destroyers! Get you out of there. And now's the time for a tsunami. What's he got left? There's a couple units on the islands, but it's pretty safe to say that he's just done. Like, I don't really imagine what he could do at this point. So now it's just really cleaning up, I think. I guess I don't need these. Neotanks for reasons, I guess. Maybe they could be useful somewhere. The Neotanks that I built at the beginning weren't even useful. Okay, now to watch him Black Storm all of my units. That's really the only problem I have with this map, is that because it's so huge, these animations take a very, very long amount of time. Like, this map is already taking half an hour to clear. Okay, the rocket's actually moving away. This could be troublesome, but you can see that some medium tanks are actually trying to run away now because they're getting low on fuel. Actually, this could get dangerous, because remember, he just has to touch the HQ and he wins. The repairs are taking forever, too. I shouldn't have put all of those units on buildings and stuff. I'm actually out of money to repair things with. So yes, this has gotten a little bit dangerous. But the medium tank is a pretty defensive unit, so I really just need to form a wall around the HQ. Where is the APC? Here it is. And just a couple more turns and we should have this. I have 0 money. I can't repair or buy anything more. Okay, so they're getting the low fuel and they're running away. This is fine. This is fine so far, at least. I just need a little bit more time. I need 2 more turns. Yeah, there's really nothing else to do. Oh no, there's a rocket there! Please run away? Like, please run away? This guy isn't even doing anything. Is he at nothing? Okay, so this could get just a little bit sticky. Okay. That was scary. That was a little scarier than it needed to be. I think you do kind of really need to rush for this HQ, but that's... everything is fine now. I'm just gonna get the, missiles of shame, and then cap the HQ. A little bit dicey at the end. Okay, that's a bit out of left field. Yeah, I got no idea what he's... Oh, it's about Lash. Yeah, actually, it makes sense for this to chronologically take place after the mission in Blue Moon that I'm gonna do next. So, it's a little bit weird. But hey, he's worried about Lash. That's so nice. I don't know how much of... Like, in Dual Strike, there's maybe kind of hints that they've maybe got a thing for each other, Hawk and Lash, but that's really just me going off of the tag boosts and, like, a teensy bit of the dialogue. But it would be nice. Well, we'll see what's up with Lash in the next mission. And against all odds, that was actually a perfect score. Wow. I've got my work cut out for me, too. 10 turns! That's actually pretty good. Alright, next up is going to be another Blue Moon mission, and oddly it also features Hawk, so I'll be right back for that. Alright, I'm back. Let's head on over to Blue Moon, see what the other mission is all about. Someone comes to pay Lash a visit. Well, I wonder who that could be. Notice that the enemy CO portrait is not glitched, so you can kind of guess what's up. This entire scene is so cute. It starts with Colin bringing Lash pancakes. And then she does this. Well, that spooked him. Now, he's still a kid, though, so... that is not unexpected. Colin, please don't give her ideas. Wait a minute, those units actually sound kind of interesting and fun. Colin, please give her ideas. Yeah, I gotta wonder about her genius inventor status. What does she actually invent in Advance Wars 2? Neo-tanks, which are just bigger tanks, and I guess mini-cannons are interesting. They auto-aim and auto-fire. Same for the Black Cannon. The laser is really impressive. And I think she also built the Death Ray. So, okay. I'll let her have her genius inventor status. I don't think she's the one who came up with the black crystal in Dual Strike, though. Not even Sturm, colon. Also, please don't bug me about my pronunciation of names here. It just comes naturally to me. You know, in Japan, colon was actually called Yuin. Same as that mage from Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. It's a little interesting. Lash was called Cat in Japan, which explains a bunch of cat jokes that come up in Dual Strike. Anyways, Depth and Care is the mission we're playing. Something tells me the A and should be capitalized, but I don't know, the English language is weird. So it looks like Hawk is trying to plot something with Lash, but she's not having it. But apparently Hawk has something on her. Well, besides the base setup and enemy units, which consists of a single infantry. That is quite a depth, I guess. And I actually like this bit of dialogue here. Yellow Comet has already taken Black Hole's land, and, well, it looks like Hawk is implying that he's actually going to hand her over to Yellow Comet. And it actually seems to hit her a little harder than you might think. Fight time! No! Don't say father! My shipping has been ruined! I'm kidding. Right, so this map is, you need to play it very precisely, but I do kind of like it. Although, I do wonder what's up with this right side of the map, because I don't really see anyone going out of their way for this airport, for example. Or this base up here. I usually just go up the left side. I think I got lucky with this strategy the first time I cleared it, though. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to capture that base in front of the mini cannon. Even though I'm going to get hit, it's just going to delay the capture by one extra turn. And can I... No, I can't move there without getting hit myself. So I'm going to position the artillery on the city. Capture the stuff in the back first. And I think I need a second artillery. Because it's going to be important. If Hawk decides to build, for example, a medium tank on the left base, then I'm definitely going to need artilleries to take it down for me. Most of his units tend to adopt the guard infantry as they capture routine. And by putting the artillery on the city, it reduces the number of turns I need to destroy the mini cannon. Because the city will be giving its terrain stars to the artillery, thanks to Lash's ability. So instead of 49 damage, it's, well, the tank is actually going all out and attacking, so that's a little bit different from normal. But I have this base captured now. This could actually get sticky depending on what the tank decides to... Well, the tank is going to attack, obviously. There's no way it wouldn't. I guess I need a tank of my own. So I guess this will take a little bit of extra time after all. A bit on the unfortunate side, but I now have the base. And I really need to get rid of the tank, so I have to fire at it, unfortunately. Okay, pull that one back. Join up. And then we can start working on these two properties here. I can get those two. And I am eventually going to need an anti-air as well. The reason for that is because if Hawk decides to build a bomber, then I'm really going to need something to deal with it. He's got an airport and I don't. But he does tend to build some very strange units. For example, on this turn he builds a missile. Very interesting. It's very early for him to be building that, considering that I do not have a airport of my own yet. Okay, so this went a little bit differently than it normally does, but I think I will be okay. I need to see what he builds first, but I think I'm going to need a second artillery, because I think mine's about to get blown up. But with the mini cannon out of the way, you can actually get some infantry inside here, and then move them through the mountains. That'd be pretty cool. They can capture that neutral base that's in the center. Yeah, like I thought, that artillery was getting destroyed no matter what. He hasn't built a medium tank yet, so that's a good thing. Let's leave the artillery alone for now, because I don't want to put myself in range of the enemy tank. Speaking of tanks, I actually need a few of those. Alright, so he has built his medium tank now. So this is good. Depending on where the medium tank moves, it might just decide to go straight into artillery range. Capture that, and next I'm going to get a third artillery, because that will allow me to have the money for an APC. I need that too, because I need to carry something over to the base in the north and eventually the HQ. Oh, that's good. The medium tank went right into artillery range. Thank you, AI, for being not so smart. That's very, very good. I dealt with the problematic unit very early. Hawk hasn't built any air units yet either. That's a little concerning. Because that doesn't normally happen. But I'll get an anti-air just in case. Oh, he's got a black wave. This won't help him too much. Because it doesn't come with any movement boost or anything, but it will cause me to lose a little bit of money. Oh, and that second anti-air was a good idea, because mine's about to get blown up. That worked out pretty good, though. Now, something has to be done about that mini cannon. I for sure want to block the base, so I hope he doesn't build anything on the next turn. As always, the computer tends to build units as far away from the HQ as possible, so hopefully all of his units come from here instead. And the medium tank being built all the way over there is a very good thing. Actually, this Well, this base is closer to uncaptured cities. That's actually how it works. It's not the distance from the HQ. It's how close they are to uncaptured properties. A regular tank is fine. Because you do kind of need a couple units to fend off attacks from the right, eventually. Should I go with terrain tactics? Terrain tactics is actually not going to do a whole lot for me. This is a little tough to deal with, but I'm going to do it this way. And I can actually start capturing this now. Though considering what I just said about the AI and where it decides to build units, capturing that could cause him to prefer building from here. I don't, I guess I'll figure that out on the way. Just can't really move that far forward if I want to avoid the mini cannon, though. Okay, anti here and tank here. I have no idea, by the way, why the AI will sometimes use an APC to guard the HQ like that. It's very strange. He spent all his money on a fighter. Jeez. Now, I know there's basically no way to make it so the AI only builds conditionally. Like, you can't really do that. At least not without some very high levels of hacking. So it's not a big deal. But it's good that I got the anti-air just in case a bomber decided to show up, because that would have been very dangerous. Interrupt that. Can't interrupt the other one, unfortunately. This is going okay so far, though. That Black Wave was actually a good thing. If he had to save up for a Black Storm, it actually would have probably caused him to use it at a very bad time. For me, that is. See, there is a bomber here after all. So, I need to really think about this. I'm definitely getting rid of this, but the question is... Actually, if I lure it in like this, then it's going to be right next to a city, and that's very, very good for me. To cap that, I can start capping this too. Alright, this is going much better than the other attempts that I made at it. And let's get a medium tank down here. There's an enemy medium tank heading that way. I want to deal with it. Now, I think the loss was inevitable. It only had 7 health, after all. Alright, so an anti-air on a city with Lash can actually... It actually has a chance at one-shotting this bomber. And it worked. That could cause him to build another one, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Okay, the tricky thing is, we have to, Yeah, I'm getting a mech here. Might seem a little strange, but I don't know if mechs are more defensive, but just in case they are, that's what I want to do. And now we need to start focusing down the infantry so that he stops building units besides infantry. That old trick still works. Getting some real mileage out of the, Could I freeze that fighter? I guess there's no way to confirm if I could freeze that fighter by putting an infantry near the city, but I see he's trying to gear up for another assault down here, so, now let's do this. I've got 2 units that I can attempt the capture with. And what's his power meter like? Okay, he's almost ready for a black wave. In fact, he might elect to use it too, so I need to really play this out properly. I need... Yeah, I want to get a second anti-air, but I don't know. I think a second anti-air is good. The only thing stopping me from getting the HQ right now is that bomber. So let's set up like so. I think that's relatively okay. I'm just gonna get rid of infantry. There's no way he could... Yeah, if I destroy the T-copter, he might have his thing straight away. I would like for him to pass on Black Wave at the start of the turn, and then, if he manages to get his power meter to, like, 6 or 7 stars, then it should be fine. But I don't know if that's happening. Because he could still wave. Or he could pass on using it. That's something he could do too. So the second anti-air was definitely the correct play. I'm going to get as much defense as possible. And then hopefully we can put him in, like, at 7.5 stars, 8.5 stars. Or maybe just 7 stars. I'm going to be destroying a bomber, though, so that's, I'm going to be destroying a bunch of units, actually, so he might... I don't know, I'm probably stressing too hard about it, because I've basically won at this point. It's all a matter of whether... That's a lot of damage, by the way. It's all really just a matter of, like, will it take 2 more turns or 3 more turns? Or 1 more turn. Get everyone out of there. Block this off too, just in case. Hide in the mountains for safety. And how much does this do? Almost 200. Yeah, he got it. Oh, I skipped past the quote, unfortunately, but we'll see it again for sure. Well, this is going better than the last attempt, so I'm pretty happy with this. The missile is almost out of fuel. I just noticed, by the way. I have no idea how it runs out of fuel that quickly. And the fighter is actually blocking it from being able to refuel. Is it completely fresh out now? Let me take a look. No, it isn't. But it just doesn't have a city it can go to, I think. Well, it has a city it can go to. It's, like, right next to it. What's going on here? Block all of that. There's only 1 unit that can attack over here, so he's basically... It's over. Do I need to do anything else? I don't really need anything else right now, so let's just get... infantry spam for technique. Is the missile going to... The medium tank is also out of fuel. That's funny. That's like 2 units that managed to run low on fuel. I mean, it's just so weird because fuel, like, almost never comes up in normal play. Unless Drake is involved. Oh, I should have built more units, but no matter. I hurt you because I love you. Classic. Ah, hello, Colin. When did you show up? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't remember.
Mission complete.
So what was that last thing you said, Lash? Ah! Nice! Very clever to put that line just after getting your rank. That was, nice line. So that makes things very interesting, I would say. Hello, a new mission has opened up in Green Earth, but I think next time we will clean out Blue Moon and Yellow Comet's missions, because they've been sitting there for a while. I'll see you next time, everybody.